Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another All-American review, y'all. Okay, so I reviewed All-American for a few episodes the first season, but nobody was watching it. Like, I was like, I can't keep doing the show, especially at that time that y'all are not gonna watch. So I just, cut the show out. But I was still watching it, and I was excited for it to return. I was so glad it got renewed, and I heard that a lot of y'all started watching it on Netflix. So now y'all are, on it and caught up. So I decided to go ahead and try out season 2 and see where this goes. So let's go ahead and get into the notes that I made. So from what I saw, because my DVR couldn't record because Love and Hip Hop went over, and then, this couldn't record at the same time because I had other stuff that was recording. It's a nightmare, and I need to get another DVR. Okay, like that's just the realization of the situation. But I missed the first 2 minutes, but what I did see was Coop and Spencer walking up on a Nipsey Hussle mural on the side of a bodega or a corner store, whatever. Spencer's thinking about going back to Crenshaw and playing for his dad now that his dad is the coach. Okay, the L went off, now I'm on. So he's been thinking about that. But Coop is trying to make him realize that he cares more about Beverly Hills than he thought. It's a hard decision because Beverly Hills has become family for him. And it's not just the school, it's the coach, it's the kids. You know what I'm saying? You can't just throw that away and act like it doesn't matter now that things have gotten messy, to say the least. She tells him he needs to let everybody know what's going on because, of course, Beverly Hills is planning their entire next year based on having Spencer a part of their team. So the other kids, Jordan, Layla, Olivia, Asha, a whole bunch of other kids that don't really matter to the story, the extras. Okay, look. So they're out there playing football on the beach, which is something they often do. Everybody's looking for Spencer, but he's not there yet. So let's catch up. Asher is still in love with Olivia, and she's oblivious. I think she plays oblivious, but I think she knows. Leela says that everything is okay. Her dad is back home, and they are shopping for furniture for the house because y'all know the house got robbed, and then she smashed up the house. She lost it, okay? She lost it. The girl is always by herself. Her dad is not really a parent. When he did come home, he came home with another woman, Lil Mama. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of feels like she's never the priority. She's never the one that you're actually worried about in the moment ever since her mom died. Leela's life is extremely depressing, to be honest. It doesn't matter how pretty she is. It doesn't matter that she's Spencer's girlfriend and he's the main character and he's a high football player and all of that. And it doesn't even matter that she's rich. Her life is lonely. Okay? So Olivia knows that something is going on. Olivia knows that it's not what she's saying it is. And Jordan is out here being young, fancy, and free. One girl last week, one girl the week before that, and one new one this week, and she's super cute. Grace and Spencer's dad, Corey, discussed the paternity of Dylan. Apparently, it's a possibility that Billy could be Dylan's daddy. Grace doesn't really want to discuss it, but now Corey wants an answer. He's waited, and now he wants to know. Spencer comes in, and he thinks that they're talking about Corey trying to get him to come to Crenshaw to play football. But Grace knew nothing about that. So then she gets a phone call, and she's like, oh, we're going to talk about this later, okay? Because y'all out here lying to me, okay? How you going to lie to your mama? Like, what's your problem? She feeling some type of way, right? So she rushes off to go and get Billy from down at the bar. Y'all, Billy is a wreck, okay? Billy looking like a wreck, all right? He's sitting down there at the bar. It's the middle of the day. He's drinking, looking all sad. She comes down there to get him in. She tells the bartender, thanks for calling. But you know what? Billy, I can't keep doing this with you. Not if you're trying to get back with your wife. I can't keep being the person you call for these things. And I hope you ain't that drunk because I am not dragging you to the car. Get up. So Spencer gets to the beach. And everybody wants a picture. Spencer, oh my God, can I get a selfie, Spencer? It's just like, and when he gets down to, sit next to Layla and they kiss, and she's like, you better get used to it. Your life is never going to be the same again. You won them a championship, And they start making out. And then Rochelle comes over. And Rochelle is Stephanie's daughter from Ambitions. Y'all remember the secret lesbian that started making nasty with the rival family's daughter who was setting her up and all of that? Y'all remember? Okay, if y'all was watching that, then y'all know that's who that is, okay? But either way, her dad is one of the most influential boosters Okay, and y'all know that's the people that give all the money to the team and everything. And she is very into football. She knows all of Spencer's stats from the championship. You know, she's very interested and also very straightforward. She would really like for him to come and do dinner with her and her father. And Spencer is like, okay, like maybe later. Like, is she doing too much? And Layla is like, this was your life about to be like, bruh. Get used to it, because this how it's gonna be. Everybody gonna be on your neck. Jordan picks up Spencer in his new whip, something that Laura gave him to, you know, make him feel like everything was okay after his family split up and his dad cheated. And Spencer was the woman he cheated with son. Like, there's too much going on. You know, it was just a lot of lines being crossed around here. But either way, Spencer asked him about Billy. What's going on with Billy? Where's Billy? And Jordan is like, man, look, I don't know where he at. I ain't worrying about him right now. Like, I'm mad at him right now. I ain't trying to talk to him, okay? And he was like, what's going on with Corey? And he was like, yeah, all right, I get it. We just gonna ride in a nice car on this beautiful day and not talk about the issues that are currently breaking our hearts. Okay. So Lila is acting weird, and Olivia is noticing it, and she is not convinced that she's okay. And Spencer walks up and kisses her, and she's like, well, I'm okay now. You know, and you can tell she looked tired. She looked tired all in the eyes. The girls talk to him about how he's been staying in Crenshaw and how that's about to become an issue for him because he's supposed to be living in Beverly Hills. He's not really worrying about it. And he doesn't want to be in Laura's house feeling like he's a part of the reason why she and Billy broke up. Like, he doesn't want to be a part of that and it didn't have to be around her like that. He feels guilty and he feels like he's responsible, but really he's not. But it is an uncomfortable situation. So it's kind of annoying to me that later on Rochelle comes over to him after practice and tells him that somebody sent in a tip and that they were going to pop up at the house to see if he was living there. And if he isn't living there, then they can take back the championship. They're going to, renege on everything that didn't happen as if he didn't work for it. Like, that's just ridiculous to me that you would take back a championship because somebody changed addresses after the championship. Like, especially under these circumstances. I just cannot. So Coop rolls up on Preach, okay? And y'all know that Preach got shot in the melee with Tyrone, and Coop kind of sent Preach after Tyrone because Tyrone was out here wilding. And Preach knew that Coop was sending him after Tyrone. So I don't know why he's blaming her now, but he's trying to work on his leg and get back to full strength. You can't be out here slipping because people take advantage, And he look at her and she like, man, look, I've been calling and texting you. What's your problem? I saved your life. And he was like, nah, man, you don't handle things like that out on these streets, Coop. Press, Coop. Like, he ain't fooling with her right now, okay? Tell her to get her raggedy ass from around him, okay? Just when Spencer is about to tell the team that he's not coming back next year, the principal walks up and tells Jordan that he needs to tell Billy it's time to get him back to coaching. And he's just extended his vacation for a week, but, he needs to hurry up and get back to work. Jordan is still mad. So when Spencer asks what's going on, he like, man, look, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So Spencer goes to see Billy sitting outside his daddy's house with a beer bottle in his hand. Lets you know what his mindset is. Billy says he actually quit. He figures that Jordan must have took his resignation letter off of his desk. And Spencer says he was coming to give him a heads up. And it would have been nice if he would have gave him a heads up that he was quitting. He was like, but you know what? I'm not like you. My pops wants me to come and play for him at Crenshaw. And I'm thinking about it. And he was like, so what you gonna do? And he was like, well, you ain't the coach no more, so I guess you don't need to know, huh? And then he walks off. So now Billy got something to go back to the team for. We fighting with Billy. Okay, but Billy gonna get it together. I'm not worried. Grace gets home, and Corey sent Dylan across the street to play with one of the kids, and she's upset about that. Without my permission, like, girl, y'all need to talk. Come on now, okay? And I think she's just really avoiding having this conversation about Dylan's paternity. Grace admits that she doesn't know. She just doesn't know. And I think he assumed that she knew who Dylan's dad was, but she just doesn't know. But she also points out that whatever I did that hurt you in our relationship, you left me for 8 years to raise my sons on my own. And she says they're her sons, mine, okay? And you don't get to come in here and dictate to me or to my sons, okay? Demand from me or my sons, okay? To play ball or anything else, all right? Press. Okay, everybody needs to press. I'm just letting y'all know. Theme. Billy goes home to ask Jordan if he took the resignation letter. And Jordan says he read it, but he didn't throw it away, like he didn't take it off the desk. And Billy didn't really believe him, but here comes Laura walking in the door. She forgot her wallet, and she kind of stares at him, and you can tell that lady hurt. But she comes in, gets her wallet, and tells him the next time he comes over, he should call first. Olivia seemed to think that her mom was okay, but when she got home from school later on, her mom is on the floor in the kitchen, bawling her eyes out, crying hard. I said, girl, this is the type of crying you do in your bathroom. What is you down here in the kitchen for? Okay, what is this? In real life, you cry in the bathroom, in the shower, or you cry in the closet, but you ain't in here crying on the kitchen floor around the time when the kids get home. But either way, okay, regardless, Olivia saw her mama crying, looking at pictures from Billy and Laura's wedding. So it was just sad. And now she knows that her mom is just playing like everything is okay, but she's really not okay. How can you expect her to be under the circumstances? So y'all, Coop is having a rough time in the hood, okay? People at school are calling her a snitch, a rat. But at the end of the day, at what point am I a rat, or am I doing the right thing by stopping somebody from killing everybody in the neighborhood? Like, at what point is killing everybody worse than me telling on the person that's killing everybody? Like, at what point is it okay? Like, I was supposed to lose a piece of my soul and kill him. That's what I was supposed to do. That would have been okay. For me to take something from myself to get him, to save y'all. Nah. I'm going to do this the way in which I can sleep at night. And y'all can feel how y'all want to feel about it. I got mad respect for Coop. And I like the fact that she like, man, I ain't about to cower. I ain't about to hide. I did what I had to do. And I did the right thing. And whether they see that or not, that's their business. Okay? I respect. R-E-S-P-C-T. Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T. Take care, TCB. Suck it to me, 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 suck it to me. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm gonna stop. Spence doesn't want to go back to Laura's house after he and his mom caused all this ruckus. So he's talking to her about this. And he says, you know, is he supposed to run to Laura and beg for her forgiveness and beg her to let him stay back at the house? And his mom is just so in distress about this because, you know, this is all kind of her fault. And she turns to him and says, you don't have to beg anybody for anything. You are a king, Spencer. And you remember that. And I was like, okay, that's what you tell your sons. You a king, young man. King. Coop and Spence go to the Nipsey Hussle mural. And her girl and another girl from the school roll up like, what you doing here? You know they got their eyes out on you, calling you a snitch. You don't think you should, like, lay low? And Coop like, nah, man. I'm here just like everybody else to pay my respects to Nip, bro. Everybody here, all these different, the Bloods, okay? They got the Crips over there, okay? You got the Muslims back there. They got everybody here to support this, man. I'm going to do the same, man. Push. You tripping. You're doing too much. Before she rolled up on them with all of her fear, which is, you know, reasonable fear out here in these streets. Let's be very clear. But I do respect the heart that she has to just walk around and be like, man, I ain't worrying about that. I'm going to just live my life. So, yeah, shout out to Coop. But they were talking about how Spence really doesn't want to leave Beverly Hills. And how going back to Crenshaw is hard because they really are family to him. You know, he really doesn't seem to, like, grasp how the tides have changed. And at first it was someplace that he was going to just to get on. And it kind of has more value to him now, especially from the family dynamic and with Billy and Jordan and Olivia and Layla and Laura, like it's all love amongst them. So leaving that would be also leaving them. And he's in high school. He don't need to be switching schools every year for football teams. Like, stay put. Stay put. The education here is better. And that is why you wanted to come here in the first place. Not just because of the football, but because you were smart and you needed to be somewhere where you could focus on that, because football isn't always going to be an option. But when Spence found out about what was going on with Coop, of course he was upset. He was just finding out about it. But, you know, like I said, Coop ain't got time for all of that. So then the OG, you know, Lorenz Tate brother, gets up there and talks about how Nipsey was a real one and a philanthropist and real on these streets and helping people, you know, all of the great things about Nipsey Hussle. Olivia goes to see Billy, and she tells him that she's the one that took the letter and sent the email to extend the vacation to give him time to get himself together. She says, I feel like I'm the only one fighting for this family. And honestly, she really is the only one that is putting forth the effort right now. Her mom is dealing with her feelings. Jordan is in his. And Billy is over here drinking himself to death every day. So yeah, you ain't really doing what you said you were supposed to be doing, which was handling your issues to come back to your family. But this ain't it. But she tells him that if this the way he gonna handle it, then maybe they really are, you know, best without him. I was like, ooh, that hurt. That hurt. That was tough. That was tough. And even though, you know, I feel like his kids tend to overstep their boundaries a tad bit, I still feel like this is their lives too. And this has affected them greatly. So you cannot dismiss their feelings or present yourself in an authoritative manner as it pertains to this, because you have put yourself in a situation to have to humble yourself to your children because you have messed up. And that's why you don't mess up. So your children can never have an upper hand. Gray shows up to Laura's, says that she needs to apologize to her. And she's not there for forgiveness, but she needs to tell her face to face so she can know that it's real. That she is sorry and she knows that she was wrong. She didn't know her, and she should have still respected the fact that Billy was married because she knew that he was married, and she should have put her own feelings aside and did what was right, but she didn't, and she feels bad about that. She feels even worse about bringing Spencer into her house without keeping it 100 with her about what was going on. So she apologizes, and Laura's like, are you finished? But she was obviously moved. Like, girl, go on somewhere. We see that you was moved. So Coop and her girl are walking home, and I don't know why everybody got to walk home down dark alleys, but whatever. These fools is in the alley, and they step out in front of her and her girl. They mad. They mad because she a snitch. And she says to them, how many people was Tyrone going to have to kill in order for it to be okay for me to call the cops on him? Like, what was I supposed to do? He was out here trigger happy and reckless. Was that okay? Was that cool? Were we supposed to let that slide out here? We coming from a vigil. Like, are you serious? So they about to pull out their guns. And Preach got the juice. So Preach comes around the corner and tells them they need to bag back and put them guns up. Okay, y'all ain't hear nothing the OG was saying up there. Y'all ain't about to disrespect this vigil like that. So he turns to Coop and says he heard what she said, and he understands that she felt she had to handle it the best way she knew how. It's not the way he would have handled it, but he understands. So she free on these streets. She cool, but she got to keep her distance. And we cool with that. We wanted to keep our distance from the very beginning. We was kind of bullied into this. So yeah, all right. We cool. Thanks, Preach. Appreciate you. Preach is a real one. You know, I'm glad he came around because I really did like Preach. And I really do feel like, you know, Tyrone had to go, bruh. And if, you know, you ain't want to kill him, he had to go. So Billy goes down to the bar, but decides instead this time to drink a club soda. And Corey sits down next to him, and they kind of have a commiserating conversation about how they both like to run from responsibility. But Billy says no more. Billy tells Corey he knows that Spencer is thinking about coming back to Crenshaw to play for him. And he was like, you gonna try to talk him out of it? He was like, no, at the end of the day, he's my family. Blood or no blood, he's my family. So whatever he decides to do, just please treat him right. You know, do right by him. Don't dog your son out again. Please, I ask of you. And then Billy goes on about his way. He got, you know, stuff to fix, stuff to get in order. He gonna get his daddy back in town so he can deal with his issues with his daddy. And, you know, work his way to his family. So Laura shows up to Crenshaw to talk to Spencer and uses what Grace said to her about being face to face to tell Spencer that she has been putting her anger out on him, but it's not really his fault. And it doesn't need to be his fault. And he can come back. Whenever he's ready to come back, his room at her house is there. And she loves him. They all love him. And that's what's most important. No matter what's going on between the adults, they love the kids. And this is for the kids. Okay? And I was like, Laura's a real one. Laura's been a real one. But yeah, Laura's a real one. Because this is a special real one type of situation. Like pat on the back, sis. Pat on the back. Okay? So y'all, we see Leela go home to a dirty hotel room. See a text message from her dad that he wished she would have came to Japan with him for the winter break. It's beautiful there. Y'all. Oh, poor Leela. Poor Leila. And he just doesn't seem to put forth enough effort to me. He just doesn't. Grace tells Corey that she will get a paternity test. And he tells her that at first he thought that she knew. But now that it's not really out there and Dylan feels like he just got his dad back and he feels like my son, I don't want to upend all that. So let's not even worry about it. I said, yes, Corey. Yes. You needed to equal this out. You needed to equal this out. Because at the end of the day, leaving your son for 8 years because your wife cheated on you is trash. Okay? So I'm glad we've gotten here. But Grace, I'm glad you got here because not knowing who your baby daddy is also trash. Okay? So I'm glad we've come to this point. I'm admitting I was trash. And I'm willing to rectify. And he said, I'm willing to say that I was trash as well. And there is no need to rectify. We square. I was here for that. So Jordan and Olivia are happy to see Spencer come through the door with their mom. And Olivia asks if he ever found out who called in the tip. I think it was Olivia. I think Olivia called in the tip to make this turn out the way it did. She's been spinning the wheels the entire time. Like the way she handled the situation with Billy and his resignation letter is really what makes me feel like this was her. I really think it was her. Corey picks up what looks like his son from Nevada to play for Crenshaw as he's getting a text message from Spencer saying that he needs more time to think about coming to Crenshaw. So now you got a whole nother son from Nevada that you're going to have to come and play football. And now the realization that you left your kids to go and replace them is setting in. Just when you thought you could give him a pat on the back, Corey turns out to be a jerk all over again. Lord have mercy. All right, y'all. That was All American Season 2, Episode 1 review, recap, whatever you want to call it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Share the video, share the video, share the video. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one.